What's up, everybody? Gather round. Okay, so this is another Harry Potter theory, right? We all know from Harry Potter Deathly Hallows that Lily Evans was born with the magical gene, but Petunia Evans unfortunately was not. But what if Lily didn't have the magical gene, or at the very least her magical gene becomes dormant, thus leaving her a muggle? Well, first things first, she would not attend Hogwarts, okay? And also, because she doesn't have the magical gene in this timeline, she wouldn't have, Petunia wouldn't have been jealous of her, and, yeah. And while sibling rivalry would still be ongoing, as Petunia wants to outdo her sister. So, with Lily just being the Muggle, she would go to the same high school as Petunia would be, taking to note that in my what if Petunia Evans was a witch, I've had 1 year older than Lily, so it'll still be the same in this timeline, as it always would be. Now, when they grow up, Petunia would not have married Vernon, right? She would have married someone else. Now, with Snape was in love with Lily ever since he saw her. Love at first sight. So, that might not have changed. But with Lily as a Muggle, they would only see each other during the summer holidays. So who knows? Snape may have got over his feelings, especially with being a Death Eater. So maybe he would have just not pursued Lily after as in Slytherin House, the peer pressure to become a Death Eater is very high. You can't give respect to Slytherins who don't turn to dark magic. Hi, Slytherin. Yeah, so his love for Lily wouldn't have happened regardless. So Lily wouldn't have married James Potter either. She may have married someone from her high school things. So this means that with Harry Potter, he would have been a very different person. Now, in this timeline, despite Lily being a Muggle, both Lily and Petunia have wizarding ancestry. So it's very likely that Lily would have had a child who was Muggle-born. And perhaps Petunia would too. So, in fact, how about we have it where both Lily and Petunia have Muggle-born children, okay? So what would Lily's Muggle-born child be called? Well, he most certainly would not have been called Harry, as James Potter was the one who wanted to name him Harry in the first place. So she may have wanted to name her baby boy something else. That is if he was still a boy. Now with Petunia, with Petunia not marrying Vernon, she wanted to have Dudley. Let's stick with the thing that they have Muggle-born children, okay? So, with Muggle-born children, instead of getting there by our ghost, they would have had a Hogwarts representative come tell them about magic and that the gym was magical. So perhaps, depending on which child was born first, perhaps in this case, the Muggle-born were first going to Petunia's house, let her know her child is magic, then go out to Lily's house, then let her know that her child is magical. Now, with this scenario, I could do another mini-series on this topic, probably. I'll have to see how I feel. Okay, if I come up with a name for Lily's child in this scenario, I'll put it down in the description below. But maybe she may marry someone with the surname Porter, okay, to make things simple. So, she'll marry Mr. Porter, okay? So, yeah. So, that's it for this video. Bye!